Well, hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a very different video, but it's going to be a very fun video. At least it was for me and my daughter when she was getting ready to move into her freshman dorm room to start college. So back then, a few years ago, it was very exciting for my daughter and we collected a list that I have here, I passed it around some of my friends, and we added on and compiled all the things that our daughters needed for college. And it was very useful to prepare and to go shopping with this checklist. So today I'm going to share this checklist with you. So this list is about 4 pages long. And it's being concise because after we prepared the list and bought some of the majority of the items, my daughter and her friends went through the list after they were living in the dorm for a few months and decided what it was necessary, and the things went back home. So I'm saving you the hassle of buying something and then not using it. So I'm going to start summarizing by section what my daughter needed for college and what was very useful for her and her roommates. And if you're lucky enough, like my daughter's roommate was a friend from high school. So she shared this checklist with her and they divided some of the items that they usually share. So by that, they didn't have to buy duplicate items. One of the things that I recommend, try to see if you can contact your daughter's roommate to see if they can share these items. By that, they won't have duplicate items that it will clutter the small room that they will have in college. So I'm going to start with the linens and bed supplies. The first things that my daughter wanted, and I thought that it was very important, it was to have 2 sets of bath towels, including the bath towel, the hand towel, and the face towel. So a total of 6 pieces. The best place to buy these towels, I think, is Costco. Costco sells amazing quality for a great price, especially at this time. I went the other day to Costco and the big towels were only $4. So that's a great price. The other item, it was pillows. She requested 2 pillows and that was enough for her, just in case she wanted to stack the pillows to sit on the bed. Another thing that is very essential is to have a mattress cover. This mattress sometimes, they're all stained, and so it's very important to have that mattress cover and also a mattress pad, because the mattresses are very thin, and it's good to have some cushion with the mattress pad. The other things is 2 sets of sheets, and it's very important that you check the size of the mattress, because sometimes in the majority of the dorms, the mattress are extra long. So you have to order the sheets that are extra large. So she ordered twin size extra long or extra large. You can find these sheets most likely at Target or Walmart. Another item that she really used was the comforter or a bedspread. We usually used to buy those at IKEA that also has like a duvet cover, so it serves like a blanket. And the IKEA has great prices. Also, Walmart and I think Target sells bundles, for college dorms that are a great price. Moving on with the list. It was very important for her. She lived in a dorm that it didn't have air conditioning. I think most of the dorms that we visited, my daughter visited Penn State, University of Pittsburgh. She ended up going to University of Maryland in College Park. And the summer in Maryland is very hot. And they don't have air conditioning in the freshman dorm. So it was very important for her to have a bedside fan, and also a small fan for the bedroom. So, and also you love to use the clip-on reading light to put on her bunk bed. One thing that is very, 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 very useful is the bed risers. So when you move in with your roommate, you decide how you're going to organize, your bunk beds, and then, use those bed risers to raise the bed. So with the bed risers, you can store things under the bed. So there is a lot of space that you can utilize by using those bed risers. And usually we find those either at Walmart or I think IKEA also might sell them. The other thing that is very useful is those bedside storage bins. My daughter bought some kind of square bins with the lid, and she used to put all her shoes inside, and they had wheels, so they roll. She bought those at IKEA, and they were very nice. They were like in different colors, so not only decorative but also very useful. And moving along, we're going to go now to the laundry supplies. It's a big transition, from doing, if your kids haven't done laundry at home, it's important that they know how to do laundry. So you need to kind of walk them through, especially my son. I had to teach him that, and it's very different moving a son into a dorm than a daughter to a dorm. My son was very easy to move in, very minimalist. My daughter, she wanted to decorate the dorm as, any other girl. And so there was a lot of supplies on this list. On this supply list, you need hangers. And it's very useful to get those space saving hangers. So by that, you can stack clothing in one hanger from up to down. So by that, it saves space, because remember, you have to share your closet with your roommate. And usually girls carry a lot of clothes. And one good advice is if you happen to live close by, like my daughter went to University of Maryland in College Park, so we used to be like 45 minutes away, so she could come home over the weekends and swap clothes, of this by season. So the season was transition from summer to fall. She used to come home with the summer clothes and swap them to the fall winter clothes. But if you are not that lucky, you can also use, like the breaks that they have, and if they can fly home, they can bring and swap clothes, between seasons. By that, they will save a lot of space in their dorm. Other important thing that they need for the laundry supplies is a laundry basket and a laundry bag. Also, laundry detergent. I prefer to send my daughter with these cubes. By that, she could have a big load. This one is from Costco, and it has a lot of 152 packs, so this will last them a long time. And when she was going to do laundry, she used to grab only a few of these cubes instead of carrying the big heavy jug of liquid detergent. So those are very useful. And also they need fabric softener and stain remover. And it's very useful to also have a lint brush, because sometimes, if they wear dark clothes, sometimes it gets, lint or something, so it's good to brush them off. And also, it's very important to have a small sewing kit and teach them how to, do basic sewing skills. And safety pins also is important to have, just in case for emergencies. And when my daughter used to go to college, the laundry area, they only accept, coins. Now I think, they accept, most likely credit cards, but that's something to check in your area of the dorm where they're going to do laundry and how they're going to pay for the laundry service. So if it's by coins, it's important to have a lot of quarters, so they can, doesn't have to run and get quarters or change dollar bills. So they already have it. By that, there's less time that they have to spend changing into quarters. And other thing is the dryer sheets. It's also useful to have a small drying rack in the dorm, so they can dry things, in the dorm if they wash by hand or they need to, dry it, So, but that's something that they didn't use that much. So it depends on your daughter if she would like to use that. And other thing was a small iron board and an iron. And now my daughter, most of her clothes, they were wash and wear, but it's good to have a handheld steam, because the steamer is very small and you can steam your clothes without the need of using an iron on an ironing board. So that's something that we added to the list, afterward. So now we're moving to bath and personal care and toiletries and some medicines if they need it. So for the bathroom, usually in the freshman dorm, they share the bathroom. So it's important that you have a bathroom caddy where you can put all your bathroom supplies like the shampoo, razors, etc., to take all that in one caddy and then take it back to the dorm. So also she had a dish soap, she had wet wipes, she had a small mirror, she has shampoo, conditioner, all the feminine products, and very important to have shower shoes or flip-flops, because most of the time those bathrooms are used by many people, and you can have contract any fungal or also wart. Also basic emergency medicines like aspirin, Tylenol, any anti-diarrheal medicine, antacid, vitamins, bandages, Neosporin antibiotic ointment, have cough drops, cough medicine, and also for hairstyling, for girls that's a big deal, so you have to have all your styling products and the hair dryer, hair curler, etc. Also you can have that in a caddy, so it's all confined into one place, so it's not all over the place. Also to have your toothbrush, toothpaste, in these days a lot of people use electric toothbrushes, so all that you can keep it in your caddy. Other basic items, like dental floss, Q-tips, your brushes for the hair, a nail clipper, all those things that you think of. In these, items are very personalized. So just think about things that you use at home, and you must have it, so you don't have to run to the pharmacy or to the store to get those things, because usually college students are very busy with going to classes, and also after classes they have to study and keep up with the dorm. Don't have a messy dorm because that clutters your mind too. It's very hard to study and be in a place that is a mess. Try to keep everything organized just for yourself and also for consideration of your roommates. Other things that are important is to have hand sanitizer, eye drops, and so on. So just think about what you need. This is more personalized. These are the things that my daughter wanted, and they use it. And also she included on the list having suntan lotion, because sometimes they had to be outside a lot, especially in the summer. So she used to put suntan lotion and a moisturizer on her face, to prevent sunburn. And now we're moving to desks and school supplies. The dorms usually come with like the bunk beds and a desk and a chair. So assess how big is your desk, how big is your area where you're going to be putting all these supplies. But it's important that you have your laptop. And when my daughter went to school, she had a printer, because sometimes they had to print things. That was something that the roommate and her bought together, so they shared the printer and the ink. Also, they bought it together, and have extra ink cartridges just in case if you run out of ink, you don't have to freak out and have to go to Costco or to Staples or Office Supplies at last minute to get that. Also, I have printer paper. It's very important to have a bulletin board with an erase board. That's very useful, but that you can have all your notes and deadlines set up visible in a bulletin board. Also, an item that is very useful is to have a few extension cords, because the outlets in the dorms are limited, and sometimes you need to run extension cord to use, either a light or a printer, or perhaps to charge your computer or your, iPhone. Other things that you have to have is your, all your phone chargers, depending on the kind of phone that you have. We used to have a surge protector, the small box. As you live in an area, especially here in Florida that we live now, there is a lot of storms. So having a surge protector to protect your computer and your devices is very useful. So you have space to carry small surge protector, it will be good to have it. Also a waste basket to put under the desk, but that you can put all your waste paper, etc. Also, it's very useful to have a desk lamp because the lighting in the dorm is not very good. Sometimes, my daughter wrote in here an alarm clock and a radio. Now, with the technology, people use the alarm clock in their iWatches or the iPhone, so that's something optional. It would be good to have a radio for emergencies, especially like a shortwave radio when there is emergencies. Those radios are very useful, especially for kids who are away from home in another state. It's good, that they keep informed of any emergencies, weather emergencies, etc. So you have, the budget for that will be nice. Also to have a stapler and staples, pencils, notebooks, folders, labels, sticky notes were very useful, and for my daughter, and also the index cards that's used to use index card to study for test. Have paper clips and binder, rubber bands, scissors, highlighter pens. I myself, when I went to college, I loved to highlight every single book and notebook, so I used to have highlighters of every color. That's very useful. That's a way of people used to study, and my daughter also used it, especially people who are in the medical field like me. We used to use the highlighters a lot. Also to have a calculator and a stackable desk tray, but you can organize all your papers. Also have a postal stamps. Sometimes you need to send a letter or something that it cannot be sent via email, so it's useful to have envelopes and stamps. And have a calendar and a planner. Sometimes these days with the technology, people have those calendars on your iPhone or your iPad or computer, but if you have to have a backup, it's useful to have a paper calendar or notebook. Have a tape, have let's see what else. A memory stick is also important. Sometimes you have to save things, so memory sticks are useful too. And a USB flash drive also is important. All the computer gadgets that you need and you're used to use, those you have to carry into your dorm. Also, it's useful to have a power strip. By that you can connect different plugs in a power strip, and be very useful. And I think that's it, for the school supplies. Now we're going to go for snacking. So some dorms might have a mini refrigerator. My daughter's dorm room did not have a mini refrigerator, so her roommate, her pitched in and they bought a mini refrigerator. Usually you can get that at Walmart, Target, or perhaps Costco. So measure the area to make sure that you have the right amount of space to put that, but that you can keep snacks, cold drinks, and other food that you can munch in late at night when you're staying late, studying. And also Some dorms does not allow microwaves, so check with your dorm to see what rules they have, because usually microwaves are good if they're permitted. And also a coffee maker. If people drink coffee, check with the dorm to see if coffee makers are allowed or so. And it's also useful to have a can opener that is not electric to open any can or any thing that you want to open. And also have paper towels and napkins and disposable plates and forks and knives for using if you're eating, but that you don't have to wash dishes, or go to the bathroom to wash the dishes because there is no sink in the dorm room. Also, have trash bags, that fit, your trash cans, and have the snack food plastic Ziploc bags. Also, have water bottle. Also, a stack of water bottles. You can stack that usually under your bed. You can buy a case at Walmart, Costco, and have that. By that, you don't have to buy expensive water, when you're out and about. And have also a small bottle of dishwasher soap, just in case if you need to go to wash any dishes. And also very important, the Clorox or Lysol wipes to disinfect surfaces, and areas around your dorm. By that, by keeping a dorm clean and well sanitized, you prevent a lot of diseases, especially the flu during flu season or so. Then other areas, that we're going to discuss is miscellaneous items. It's very important to carry an umbrella, because sometimes I remember when I went to school in Puerto Rico, every time at 1 o'clock, it used to pour, and I had, classes in one building. I had to walk a long time, and sometimes if I didn't have my umbrella, I might even had to miss my class. One other thing is, have a good backpack to put, your books and everything, and your important, documents that you're carrying day to day when you're going around. Also, if there is no ceiling lamp in your dorm, it's important to buy a floor lamp. And also, it's important to have hooks, like the command hooks are very good to hang things on the wall without damaging the wall. And let's see. Also, sometimes, people like to have their room dark at night. So if you buy the command hooks, you can hook the command hooks on each side of the window, and then buy a small rod, and then you can hang a dark curtain to prevent the light to come in, so that everybody can sleep well at night. So always have batteries, just in case if you have any electronics that need batteries. So check all your electronics that you're taking and buy a stack of batteries, so by that you don't have to, run in an emergency to buy batteries, at any time. Also, have some of the girls, they love to decorate their rooms, so have our posters. Use the command strips to hang those posters, pictures, etc., to decorate your dorm. Also, one thing that my daughter loved was the string lights around the dorm room ceiling. So those, can be also hung with those command strips, and they look very cute and makes the room feel very homey. So one thing that my daughter really liked, when they organized their room and set up the bunk beds and the desk, there was a big space in the middle that it was open. So they went and bought a very nice plush and cushy area rug. It doesn't have to be expensive or fancy. They bought them at Walmart, and it was very good because they have a place that they could sit down, in a beanbag, if they had a space for the beanbag, or a little stool. They could sit down, and there was another area that they have, for lounging around. And If you have space also for a fan, is like a floor fan is good, because like I said, in some areas of the country, the dorms do not have any air conditioning, so, and it gets pretty hot, so fan becomes very, very, very handy. All right, moving along, let's go into other cleaning supplies. One thing is very important is the hand vacuum cleaner. You can have a Swiffer, you can have those Dirt Devils they cost like maybe $50. You can buy them, Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, and by that you can vacuum the area around and keep the dust, at the minimum. And always have also Windex wipes to wipe the windows. Usually the windows get kind of dusty too. And also Febreze spray to make the room smell good. I don't recommend people using candles in a dorm room, because that's a fire hazard, and people can fall asleep and cause a fire with the candles. So I prefer to have those candle warmers that are electric, or use Febreze. So let's see what else we have. And also safety is very important, because you're living in a dorm. We bought my daughter a fire extinguisher like this one, and you can buy this at Costco. They had this fire extinguisher and they knew how to use it. So in case of there is a fire inside the dorm room, they can use this, and also calling 911 and setting off the fire alarm, turning on the fire alarm. So now we're going to discuss one of the important things when you live in a dorm. One of the important things is know your dorm area, your exit stairs, in case of an emergency. It's a new environment, so they need to be familiar with that in case of an emergency. Recognize where are the fire alarms, where to pull them, and I think, maybe the dorm will give you an orientation about safety and fire, what to do during that time. Also, for girls that, they're walking by yourself, sometimes you have to be in the library late at night, always be aware of your surroundings. And my daughter used to carry a mace spray, and also she had a whistle. She used to carry a whistle in her keychain. It's very important, especially for girls in a dorm or in a campus, that there could be crime around. So no matter how safe it is, always be aware of your surroundings. Also, keep a list in your phone of emergency numbers, whatever is the police, the campus police, any family phone numbers that you need to contact during an emergency. Is very important to keep them in your phone directory on your iWatch or your iPhone. Also, keep a list, posted in your dorm room for your roommate. Share with your roommate the list of your emergency phone numbers for doctors, your parents, any relatives that live near you, because if something happens to you, your roommate can assist in contacting your family. Also, keep a small safety box that it can be wrapped, so it cannot unlock, so it cannot leave the dorm, and in there you can put your valuables, like your passport, in case if you need to travel overseas. Sometimes kids get opportunities to do overseas studies, so they need their passport, the immunization records, etc. So keep all those documents, bank accounts, credit card numbers, etc., just in case if your credit card gets stolen, you can immediately reach out to those numbers and call the bank. So those things are very important to have it with you, especially if you live far away from your parents while you're going to college. And also, one important safety item is a flashlight. Always keep a flashlight, because if the light goes off during a storm or something and you need to exit the building, a flashlight is very useful. Now, the iPhones have flashlights, but it's good to have a backup just in case, so. And then, basic clothing essential. You have to have, because you're not going to be doing laundry that often, at least, once a week, you have to go to do your laundry. It's good to have, certain amount of underwear, socks, pants, your shirts and blouses, and sweaters, your pajamas, light heavy jackets, a bathrobe. Other thing that is very important to have for safety and also health related is having a thermometer. Have those digital thermometers with you, because if you feel sick, you can use it to take your temperature, and by that you don't have to run to the pharmacy to get that to check your temperature. Also have tweezers, and bandage tape, just in case if you get injured. It's good to have a safety kit. I bought my daughter a safety kit that has all those supplies. It has bandages, tape, etc., just in one little container. So those are good to have. And if you have any allergies, it's important to have your EpiPen. If you're allergic heavily to something, it's important to have your EpiPen, and also show your roommate how to administer that EpiPen, because if you go into an anaphylactic shock, it's important that someone can help you with that. So this is my list for now. If you have any other items that I have missed and they were useful for your daughter when they went to college, please leave a comment in the description below, and I will be happy to update my list. I hope if you have any daughter or perhaps son going to college this year, you enjoy the time. It's a very special time for them to transition from home to become independent adults. So have fun, and also travel with them, help them set up and prepare them for their new life in college, which is going to be the most exciting time in their life as an adult. So I hope that this video provided you a lot of insight and also help to create your own list for your daughter's dorm room. So that's it for now. So I will include also my list in the description below, and feel free to add anything that you might need, and please comment. And if you've been through this already, please share your experience. My friends, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I'll see you next time. I'm Jacqueline Marie, and this is a Sea Green Coastal Cottage.